The Real Life Trading Pre-Market Day Trading Show. What is going on, my trading friends and family? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Tony Pollock. I am so excited to be here trading the markets with you this morning. My only goal here is just to help you out. Whatever I can do to help you learn a little bit more about the markets and hopefully make a little bit more money. In the process, that is my goal. That's what I'm excited and happy to do. So please, if you've got questions, generally throw them out there. Whether on YouTube live here or in our day trading room, as always. This is the Real Life Trading Beginners Day Trading Room. So this is the place where you can ask questions. We will be going over a lot of stocks. If you've got some gaps you'd like me to look at, questions on day trading, trading in general, let's dive into it this morning. People are still jumping into the room at the moment. So I'm trying to give it just a few more seconds before I get into an analysis. But yo, Cam's here, man. Love you, bud. John, what's up? Hello. On YouTube, they're piling in. Bam, that's here, of course. First one in on the chat. Let's go. Chris, welcome. Haley, what's up? Chris, let's do Nvidia. What's up? What's up? Mila, good morning from Denmark. I love it. Hopefully you're aware of the Real Life Trading Denmark. We have already live and rolling. And that's a great question. Yeah, let's dive into that as well. Chris, we're going to start with the markets real quick, and then we'll jump right into Nvidia, if that's okay. Liam, what's up? So Bam Dad's asked on YouTube, did we bottom yesterday, in my opinion, on the market in general? Here's what I think. Okay. I'm just going to play this back day by day here, and let's go over these daily charts. All right. So we rampage with a ton of bull candles in a row. So it made sense for us to try to come down and fill some of these gaps. We S-curved, trapped the new bulls that got in at a new high and then crushed lower. We then had a pretty strong gap down. I mean, this was a battleground. This candle right here, this high wave candle was a battleground between the bulls and the bears, right? We break up above it, we're bullish. We break below it, we're bearish. We trapped the bears and actually finished back up on this candle here, the next candle. The following, that was Friday. Monday, we gapped down pretty good and we have follow through. So it showed a lot of weakness. That's running through candle by candle. I don't know, honestly, if this is the bottom or not. It could be. I kind of doubt it. I feel like we do. So we talked about this yesterday in our day trading room. I feel like when we had this gap open here, so we gapped down, we ran down, we had this big open gap. We're like, over the next few days, we probably will fill this gap, go a little bit higher, and then I think we roll back down again to at least retest this EMA one more time or go a little bit lower. And we got a lot of buying, actually filled the gap in this day, which shows a lot of strength, right? But bulls been buying off of this EMA. I think this is the 100. Yeah, off the 100 EMA on a daily chart here for a while. Like, this has been a very strong support. The bulls showed up and it has massive volume, really strong close. My overall opinion is no, I think we still have another roll down until I'm proven wrong. So I would say if we start getting some daily closes back up above 471, then this could be the bottom. Let it pull back down and chop a little bit and start buying some. I feel like we are a little bit weaker in the markets than we think. So if we go to a bigger time frame, we're still pretty far from the monthly 10 EMA. That's kind of been our bouncing spot. We've been holding this 20 EMA on a weekly pretty strong. So that's been the support. If we fail that, we're heading down to 430 in my opinion. So if this low doesn't hold, we're going to roll back down, and 440, 430 is easily possible. Okay. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to sit back and wait. I let the market show me its hand, and then I jump on from there. But I just make a plan on both directions, right? We take out the low. We take out 456, 457. We're heading much lower, and I'm prepared with that. If we roll back up above 471 and close above that, then most likely this is probably the bottom until we make a new high again. So that's what I'm playing. I have no idea. I'm leaning more towards the bear side. This was our analysis yesterday. Over the next few days, we go back up, retest some of these EMAs, and then roll back down again. So I'm sticking with that. That's what I'm leaning more towards, but we will see. That was a lot of buying yesterday, a lot of volume, but also it's been a very big bear move. And let's see if we retest the halfway point on this bear move and then go down again, or do we bounce? Not sure. Not sure. Let's see if there's any other trading. Good morning from Afghanistan. What is up, man? Liam, I don't think Jay Powell's talking today. I know that someone in the Fed is pretty much talking every day this week. So, yep. On the Qs still do not look very strong at all. I feel like it's going to be the same analysis, pulling back up and then probably rolling back down to retest some EMAs and some support. Oh, John, yeah, that's right. He might be doing some testimony at the Senate. Yeah. I don't think he's going to address us like for policy, but he will be discussing policy, I guess, with the Senate. We'll see what today brings. One little quick thought while we're still here on the markets. Let's go to a shorter time frame. Let's look at the pre-market. And I want to show you a little something. We were gapping up massive. This morning. It makes sense after such an awesome bull run. Look what's happened since. We kind of double topped. We fell off. We retested that neckline, and we've fallen off pretty hard since. So what you want as a trader is to look for levels that you can trade against, right? This is a key level for today. If we rampage back up, I want to see what it does right here. This should be an area of a lot of volume, a lot of people taking profits, a lot of people getting out, getting in, shorting, getting stopped, whatever the case. There's going to be a lot of volume here. So if we run up and just blow through this and get closures and start to go, then that's going to tell me, wow, this bull sentiment actually is very strong. We are moving. Now, my longer term prospect could still be in play, right? But we are moving. If we hit this and trap, there's your short opportunity up here. I am looking to go short somewhere around 383. Okay. Doesn't mean I'm just going to short it when it hits that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait for my setup. But this is an area that I think we've rejected off of once. There's a pretty good chance we're going to reject off of it again, have a good risk reward. Same thing on the SPY, right? Really great gap up, and we just faded the entire thing. It was a huge move yesterday. We know that the markets usually don't just go straight up. Massive move yesterday. Yesterday was a day-to-day trade. Today might be more chop. Today we might need a little rest and a little pullback. It would actually be very strong for the bulls to do that. What we don't want to do is have a nice run up and then it fail. that shows weakness. So 2 little things. All right, let's jump into some tickers here. Nvidia was first on the list, so let's check that out. This is literally just following the markets to the T. So I would rather trade the markets. It's way more liquid. Great question. So like, do you short the Qs with SQQ? I don't. I normally play options when I short the markets, and the Qs and SPY have really good options, so I just play those. But you can, if you're not able to short for whatever reason, there's a few reasons why you wouldn't be able to short. You can definitely play long the SQQQs. Yep, totally. I don't really do it. I've never really had a need to, but if you're limited for whatever reason, then you definitely can. I don't mind shorting with shares. I short with shares all the time if I'm day trading. If I'm going to do something longer term, I'm always using options because they have a max loss, right? Short shares, if the markets, whatever happens, and the markets gap up 30% tomorrow, this isn't going to happen, but just hypothetically, markets gap up 30. If I'm in short, there is no limit to the pain. There is no limit to how much money I can lose. If you have $20,000 in your account and you're short 10 grand of that, and the thing gaps up 40%, 50% and runs and just goes to the moon, odds of that happening are smaller, especially on the markets, but still can happen. Your broker's going to call you and say, hey, I know you only have $20,000 in your trading account, and if you're on margin, it's even worse. Most of the time people are on margin. They could call you and say, hey, you owe me 50 grand. They'll see you for the difference. So just realize you have unlimited exposure to the top side. It doesn't matter if you have a stop in place. Wherever we open is where your stop's going to get triggered. So I always short with puts if I'm going to be holding overnight, because that has a max loss. You can't lose more than what you pay for the put. So if you pay $1,000 for the put and it gaps up that $1,000,000,000 like we talked about, the worst thing that can happen is you lose $1,000. If you paid $200, the worst thing that can happen is you lose $200, right? So there are some downsides to options, but there's some huge upsides to options as well. Okay. So Nvidia, my whole point of that is it looks just like the markets. It's following the markets. I feel Nvidia is going to work its way back up to 284 and then probably find its way to roll back down again. 230 is most likely the area where Nvidia bounces. I don't know if this is quite the low. Maybe it is. I doubt it. It's been so weak. This is such a great support. We've come down to here and didn't bounce at all. All right. So, yep. Again, I short with shares all the time, just day trading. I don't ever hold those overnight. And if I do, if you have to hold them overnight, you buy options to hedge. That's just me. You don't have to do any of that, but that's just me. All right. So that's Nvidia. That's what I think is going to happen with that. What else do we got? We've got Airbnb and Square. Elon, is there a video explaining the 10 EMA strategy? I'm pretty sure Jeremy just posted a video explaining the 10 EMA strategy. We also have our free week coming up. That is January 24th. Yep. January 24th. The week of January 24th is our free week, which means you can sign up for that. Go to reallifetrading.com. You can come trade with us for free. All of our trades, access to Slack, all of the good stuff for an entire week for free. Come check out what we do. Take advantage of it. Even if you don't join us, it doesn't matter. We want to give as much value as possible. So take something from it, learn something from that week so that you can become a better trader overall, make more money, change your life, right? Airbnb is an inside candle. It's following the markets. This is a pretty good hammer. The difference with Airbnb is that it's pretty beat up. It's lower. We're back off of the neckline of a massive double bottom and volumes coming in that we're bouncing off of. I feel like this is getting ready to go again. It's getting close to a base, in my opinion. It doesn't mean that's going to happen quick. But if you can do something longer term, I like it. I feel like this is setting up for some plays. As long as you like the company, you have the right risk on play, and you have the right time frame. If you think this is going to go to the moon next week, it could. Most likely it's not. It's probably going to hang out here for another like 5 or 6 months. But we should get back up above 220. It's going to happen. I just don't know when. So this is a good spot for it. Day trade wise, we're an inside candle. I would probably stay away from this one. Probably stay away from this one, but it is showing a lot of strength. I like it. All right. And then Square, I think, was the next one on there. I'm trying to go through the list here. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Man, it's terrible when we have to sneeze on the mic. Hit the mute button fast enough. All right. So we got Square. Square looks exactly the same. It's following the markets. It's very beat up. Square's got longer to go down if it really wants to. It might chop sideways for a little bit and try to find some support. Maybe even retest 180, 190, and then roll back down. I think Square's probably going to be rolling down. So longer term, again, this is a good spot to just start locking into some shares, some longer term plays, start legging in. This is a good spot to do that. I love the divergence happening on the RSI. We have really flat while this is really steeply down. Fantastic. Showing strength. It's trying to come in. I just, again, don't expect this to be going to the moon to 300 in the next month or two. I think it's going to be a while. And realistically, it's probably got a little bit more to go if it wants to. It doesn't have to, but this monthly chart actually is looking a little bit better. I do like this 50 EMA that we just pulled into. We'll see what kind of volume happens and what this monthly candle finishes as, but that looks good. So with that being in mind, right, you do know that people are buying this. Day trading wise, you could start to play around that sentiment, but it's just an inside candle, no real news, hanging out, trade the markets because that's what it looks like. Markets are a lot more liquid, easier to get in and out of. Might as well trade those if it looks the same. Okay. Quick question from Havey. Says, would you close February puts today or wait? For me personally, I am in puts. I sold puts against it the other day, yesterday, on the SPY. That's another thing. What ticker are you talking about, Haley? Are you talking about the markets? Or are you talking about like Square? So that's going to help me get an idea of what I would do in that situation. So let me know what ticker it is you have puts on. I have puts on the SPY right now. I got into those puts, I think, on this green day right here. So, and then I bought some more when we broke this high. So I know this is probably really small. Try to make this bigger for everyone. So I bought some puts up here just because I thought this was crazy. After a million bull days in a row, all-time highs, I'm like, why not? So I bought some March puts and then it rolled. And then I bought some more here and then they've been crushing lower. I'm holding these. Like I said, I'm profitable on this move lower. I was selling some puts just because we pulled into this. That was my first initial, that was my first initial target because we bounced off of this multiple times, sell some puts, lock in some gains. And so I'm selling puts against my long puts and then rolling back up. We'll see what it does. If it ends up bouncing and I lose, then I don't care. Right. Or if we roll back down, I'll make a killing. Awesome too. This is both Square and Airbnb. You bought puts. When did you buy them as well? Did you just buy them yesterday? Did you buy them a week ago? Or did you buy them like 6 months ago? If you're really profitable, I would just sell puts against your puts. You don't necessarily have to get out. What that does, when you sell puts against your long puts, you're selling puts at a strike way lower than what you bought. So let's say you bought up here and you bought the 180 strike puts and it rolls down. You're really profitable on those. And you're like, man, should I get out or is it going to bounce? You could sell a put down here at like 125 or 120, wherever your target is. That put's going to pay you money for selling it. So let's say you get paid $700 for that. If those puts cost you, 500, then you've locked in $200 guaranteed. So just in case this thing does rampage, you can't lose. If it goes lower, you can make money all the way down to your sold strike, and then it caps it. You can't make any more than that, but you still have a chance to make more money than you do now, and it locks in a win. So that's how I like to play those. I still feel like we've got some more to go, but strength is starting to come in, like I talked about earlier. It's just a matter of your holding muscle and how much time you have left. If you have February and you're profitable, I would probably, like I said, sell a put against them. That's what I would do, lock in one, or go ahead and exit out because you just don't have very much time. Once you get within about a month or so, or 3 weeks, take your profits and run. Don't try to get more because state is going to start to eat you alive. So that is my quick little help with that. Haley, great question. And I said, any gaps I'm looking at today? So for the month of January, we are here in the beginner's room. We're mainly just trading Tesla. Tesla is an inside candle at the moment. Let's see if that's changed. Nope. So it's still an inside candle. We're going to be trading a breakout play of this. So I'm not looking at a whole bunch of gaps, but I'm happy. I'll still trade gaps in my personal account here. But for us as a group, we're kind of just sticking to one strategy to start January out. And that's what we're doing. So I haven't really looked at too many gaps. Long story short. Okay. Sell a put at a strike that's below your long strike at a target that you want to be, because remember, you can't make any more money once it gets lower than that sold strike, which is okay because you should have made a lot of money by then, right? And if you're planning on getting out, then you wouldn't be making any more money anyways if it goes lower because you'd be out. So it's a good chance for you to be able to lock in some profits and still be able to make more money to the downside. But if you've never done that before and you're not really certain, then the short answer is do what you're comfortable with. Don't do something that you're not fully educated on. So if you're profitable, I'd hit the go button, hit the eject button and just say, sweet. And if it goes lower, it goes lower. You're running out of time, right? You probably have about a month left. I mean, technically you still have another week or so, but if it comes down and bounces here for the next week or two, you're going to really get crushed on your P&L and your profitability. So, all right. We've got a few minutes left. I'm trying to see if there are any other questions here that you would like me to look at. I know there's a few other quick tickers you threw in there that you want me to look at. AMD, I'm pretty sure, was one of them. AMD is gapping up. It's showing more strength than the markets are showing, but AMD also showed a lot more weakness than the markets were showing. This thing is really beat up, pulling back down. It is extended. We do have more, as everything does. We have more room to come lower. We do. I mean, AMD could go to 120 to 115 if it wants to. I think that's a worst case scenario. But we could come down, we could bounce. I expect us to retest some of these EMAs, and then we'll see what happens from there. If we break that lower high, then we're going to rampage higher. If we rotate lower, then I think we've got a little bit more room to go. So that's where we're at on that for a day trade. This could easily be a bullish day trade. Just realized yesterday was a pretty big move. The range of yesterday was pretty large. So expect a little bit bigger of a pullback on this is what I'm saying. I think we could bounce somewhere around 131 on a pullback. So if it comes down to there, that's where I'd be looking long on AMD. And that says, just to confirm that I am understanding that orb on Tesla. Yep. I'm pretty sure they got wicked out on that. I know the day before they got wicked out to a penny, and then it ran all the way to their 2-hour target. So really, really a bummer. So like we talked about before, remember, expect about a 50% win rate day trading. Expect it. You can do a little bit better than great, but plan on losing on half the trade you take. if not maybe a little bit more, right? So Elon, yeah, throw it at me real quick because we got to jump off here in just a few seconds. As always, I'll just tell you what I think. I'm not telling you what to do. This is what I would do, right? That's how I take every approach to something. All right. Let's see if anything else is changing. I do want to keep an eye on is strength coming in because these markets fell back off. Let's see if some buyers are starting to work in. Q still don't look very strong. We could be getting more of a pullback. We had a massive day yesterday, as everything did. So would not shock me at all to retest this neckline. 373.40. The SPY could do the same thing, retesting some of these supports because it just doesn't look very strong. You don't want a gap up and then post-market and then pre-market, we're kind of gapping down a little bit. Not much, but we're gapping down. Ticker is AR. All right, let's check on this real quick. This is how I would do it, right? We get a little perspective. AR is incredibly, I mean, it went from 0 to hero. You've gone up 700% since March of 2020. So since COVID, really. Most of these stocks aren't going to go up very much more. So I'm giving you some bigger pictures so you can start picking some targets. This is a massive resistance area right here, and that's exactly what we're into. So because we're at such a big resistance level, my targets on this swing would have to be up into here. I wouldn't plan on like 25. I wouldn't plan on it. So could it do it? Sure. These stocks that have gone up 1,000,000% could go up more. But just know you're incredibly late to this party. So if I was going to get in on this trade, me personally, my stop would be going below this. My entry would be down here, probably like 1850. Stop down here yonder somewhere. And if I get 1 R there and 2 R to there somewhere, that's how I would play it. So pretty good S curve. I love the close yesterday. It looks very strong. It's just, no, it's extended and we're into a pretty good resistance. Not to mention that this is a massive resistance up here. So let it come back down. Let it retrace. Don't get FOMO and jump on that. All right. My friends on YouTube, it's time to kick you off. So we'll get you started here on a free week coming soon. But for now, we've got to say goodbye. Hope you have a great day. Hopefully that helps. Enjoy it. Have fun trading. Follow your plan. Don't follow your emotions.